We've got the Apple iPhone 16 and the Apple iPhone 17 in our hands. The one on the right is the iPhone 17, and the one on the left is the iPhone 16. Both have the same design, so don't get confused. In this video, we're gonna compare the cameras of the iPhone 16 and the iPhone 17. Now, let's talk camera specs. Both phones have a 48-megapixel main camera sensor on the back. The OS support is the same for both. But there's a difference in the second sensor. The iPhone 16 has a 12-megapixel ultra-wide-angle lens, while the iPhone 17 has a 48-megapixel ultra-wide-angle lens. Then there's the selfie camera. The iPhone 16 comes with a 12-megapixel selfie camera, but the iPhone 17 steps it up with an 18-megapixel selfie camera and all that. Now, let's talk about the camera app. Both phones are updated to iOS 26, and the camera app looks like this. The app's interface has changed, but the settings are pretty similar. However, the iPhone 17 has an extra setting. When we switch to the selfie camera, you'll see an extra button in the photos on the 17, but not on the 16. Clicking this button gives you a wider field of view and other features. This is called Center Stage, a feature previously available on tablets. It's now on the iPhone 17, so you can tweak settings like auto zoom and auto rotate. You can take photos with this on the 17, but it's not available on the 16. Both support 4K 60fps video recording, though. Anyway, we've taken some photos and stuff. Let's check out the camera samples. When we take photos in good light, there's not much difference between the two phones. The images look almost identical. The only slight difference is in background light, but otherwise, it's pretty similar. Then, in certain conditions, when looking at details, I personally feel the iPhone 17's details are a bit better. It also seems to pull in more light, giving slightly brighter images. In portrait photos, I haven't noticed a big difference in background blur. It feels pretty similar, and both do a great job with background blur. This is a photo taken at 1x. You can also shoot at 2x. Since there's no telephoto lens, if you look here, the iPhone 17 gives more details. The background blur is solid on both, and I haven't seen a huge difference. For normal photos without a subject, I don't see a big difference. But, as I mentioned, I feel the iPhone 17 takes in more light, giving a brighter image. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. When taking a photo like this, I personally feel the iPhone 17 captures more details. Both perform really well. Now, for the ultra-wide angle on the back camera, even with the 48-megapixel sensor on the 17, I don't feel a huge difference in quality. But I do notice a difference in color tone. If you look at the sky in the background, you can see that difference. In this photo, I feel the iPhone 17 handles the sun's light a bit better. For indoor shots, I think the iPhone 17 performs slightly better. It's just a bit better on the 17. At night, the iPhone 17 feels better. If you look at the light here, you can see the difference. In the iPhone 16's photo, the light feels more spread out. On the 17, it's managed better. As I said, it captures more light. Here's another photo. On the iPhone 16, the light is spread out, but on the 17, it's handled better. The 17 manages light more effectively. This is a flash photo in low light conditions. I think the iPhone 17 does better here. The details are sharper, and the light isn't as diffused. The 17 is better. Another flash photo in low light. The iPhone 17 performs better. The light isn't as diffused, so you get a cleaner photo. In very harsh light, neither phone focuses well on the subject. Both images turn out very dark, but the iPhone 17 seems slightly better. For macro photos, both phones produce nearly identical images. Still, the iPhone 17 seems to have slightly better details. Now, for the selfie camera, I didn't notice a big difference in normal selfies. But in good light conditions, the iPhone 17 performs better. Like I said, it controls light better. If you look here, the light is well spread out on the iPhone 16. But the 17 gives a slightly cleaner image and all that. This is a portrait selfie. There's no major difference in portrait photos. Aside from the light difference, I don't feel there's a huge gap. Even in slightly harsh light, the same applies. The iPhone 17 performs better and manages light a bit better. This is an indoor selfie. I feel the iPhone 17 is better here. The details are sharper, and, as I've said, the light control is better on the 17. Look here, the details are slightly better on the 17. In backlit conditions, the 17 handles it better. On the 16, the light spreads out, and the image isn't as good. This is a video sample from both the iPhone 16 and 17. You can see the sun slightly at the top. Comment on how it looks when the sun is in focus. Even when walking fast, I don't notice any major stabilization issues. Both feel pretty similar to me. Looking at the camera app's viewfinder, I only see a slight color difference. Otherwise, there's no big difference. Share your opinion in the comments. If we suddenly focus on something, I don't see any major issues. Both phones focus quickly. On the iPhone 16, it's the same, no problems. They focus fast when moving. Anyway, comment your thoughts on this video sample. We're recording this video with the selfie cameras on the iPhone 16 and 17. One thing I noticed is that the iPhone 17 controls light better. On the iPhone 16, light hits our face from behind, but the 17 maintains facial details better. Let's take a look. Even while walking, stabilization feels solid on both. In normal situations, they're pretty similar, with not much difference. But in tough conditions, the iPhone 17's light control feels a bit better. This is a cinematic video shot on both the iPhone 17 and 16. Initially, I felt the 17 was slightly better. The details seem sharper, and the blur is better on the 17. In tougher conditions, the iPhone 17 manages light better. On the 16, there's more light in many areas, but the 17 performs better in these cases. Stabilization is pretty similar on both.
This video was recorded on an Apple iPhone 17 and Apple iPhone 16. Listen to the sound quality and let me know what you think about the sound quality. This video was recorded on an Apple iPhone 17 and Apple iPhone 16. Listen to the sound quality and let me know what you think about the sound quality.
I feel the iPhone 17 comes out ahead in this camera comparison. The HDR performance is better, and light control is slightly better. I feel it takes in more light and manages it well. This applies to both photos and videos. The 17's light control is a key factor. Overall, the 17's camera performance is better. The details are also a bit sharper on the 17. On paper, the ultra-wide-angle lens seems like a big upgrade, but I don't see a huge difference in photos. It's slightly better, though. The main difference is in the main camera sensor's light control. So, in my opinion, the iPhone 17 is better for photos and videos. That's all for this video. Drop your thoughts in the comments. I hope this video was helpful. Anyway, let me know your opinion.